Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. It's been a few weeks since I made a video. I've been very busy doing prepping and life in general. Let me tell you about my experience on Thanksgiving. I went shopping that night, Thanksgiving Day. Went to Walmart, stood in line for 20-30 minutes at the most for that big 51 or 52 inch TV. Never got it. It was a madhouse, and I just was never done anything like that before. And when I go shopping, I try to pick the best day to go, and it definitely is not Thanksgiving Day or I guess Black Friday. So I was shopping with my wife. We were in the line for the big TV. People were very, it wasn't chaotic. It had the potential to be very chaotic because in the aisles they had pallets and pallets shrink wrapped of all the latest junk from China. Where I was standing to my left was I guess they were frozen Walt Disney, I believe, some dolls. And no one was supposed to touch anything until they unwrapped it at a certain time. But I guess some people got a little anxious and they tore into them themselves. And as soon as the first person tore into it, it was just everybody said, oh, I guess I can do it because they're doing it. That mentality. It wasn't violent. Potentially could be very dangerous in that store because people had carts. The aisles were slam packed. From a fire marshal's view, I don't see how they could get away with that because very congested aisles. So after about 25-30 minutes, I talked to a nice gentleman. He was an ex-Army guy, very old. I told my wife, I don't want to be part of this craziness. I don't want to support Walmart at this time because what they're doing is jeopardizing people's safety. Their physical safety was jeopardized by being in that store with all those people, too congested. So I said, let's just go. And I really didn't want that big of a TV. I wanted maybe a 30-inch TV. So we left, and I was happy to get out of there. Big crowds, I'm not too happy with those. But overall, I'll never do it again because I don't want to support them on that day. And really, Thanksgiving, I wish they were just closed on Thanksgiving. Let everybody have a day off. Now, there's some people that say, hey, I need the money, I'd rather work, which is probably the case in a lot of people that work trying to get as many extra hours as they could. So that was my crazy day. I did a video about our group. Had a good heart-to-heart talk with most of the guys. And really, they're on board 100%. Probably what I need to do is maybe I'm just too kind. I hate to ask people for help. I know people are busy, but I guess it just, I need to say, hey, and it's really not the help that's important. It's the coming together, working together as a group. Got a new guy in our group, and I'm just going to turn the security plan over to him for right now, and I'm concentrating 100% on infrastructure. A couple dozen people, the task of doing things are huge. So I am just wrecking my head trying to say, hey, this is how we're going to solve cooking for 24 plus people. And just not talking about it, but going ahead and doing it. I mean, set it up, see how it works. I actually sold some firearms, sold a couple rifles, sold a pistol, generated some good cash to put into infrastructure. So I thought that was good. I'd be honest with you, I'd rather have my infrastructure done and have a good solid plan to house, to keep warm, to make sure they have a shower, then have extra firearms. I have enough firearms, I only can shoot one. So firearms are not that big of a deal right now. Infrastructure. So that's why I'm spending my time on infrastructure and anything that can support. One thing that I've purchased is this Megaphone. You might say, why do you need this? A few reasons. With our security plan, we're going to have 2 fixed positions, and we have a good standoff distance, 100 yards, 200 yards, easy. I want to be able to communicate people. I want to tell them to stop. I don't want to holler at somebody that can't hear me so they continue on. That's just a security risk. I want to make it really clear that when I tell them, hey, you stop, you're on private property, turn around and go back, that I know they heard me. So I did a lot of research And I bought this from Amazon. There's a lot of variety out there. I went with this Thunder Power 1200. The reason I did is it's super loud, and all the reviews were very positive. The nice thing, the one thing I had to have was the ability to run it off a 12 volts. So this is actually running off my solar. It's probably about a 12 to 15 foot easy cord. It takes C batteries, 8 of them, but I had to have it off a 12 volt. That way you could use a car battery and simply run it off the car battery. This thing is very loud. If you do purchase a Megaphone and you have small children, don't let them play with it, because you can seriously hurt yourself. I mean, this, if you talk right at someone, definitely could have some serious ear damage. This one also had a siren. I wanted one with a siren. You can use that to alert your retreat. Actually, I can use this to alert neighbors from all over. It's very loud. In a second, I will be using the siren. So if you have earphones on, take them off. I don't want to blow your ears off. And I will not be pointing at the camera. I'll be pointing it away from the camera. I like this feature because right in the rear it has a place to put the mic. It has an actual mic.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing.
Very loud. They say it can go up to 2,000 feet. It has an auxiliary here, so you can hook up an MP3 player and other types of communication, so you can put music out. It does have a siren. I'm going to point the siren away from the camera, and I'm going to push it just a couple times because it is very loud. As you can hear, that's loud. You can alert neighbors. That's one reason I wanted it. You might say, you know, what else are you going to use that for? I'm going to use it for all kinds of things. Search and rescue, natural disaster. You might have get together where you're going to be talking to a lot of people, and that way you can communicate with them very easily. So I have other uses for this, but I think this was a very important security aspect. So I can communicate with people. I can communicate with my neighbors far away if there's problems, either with the siren or with the voice. So right now I'm looking at infrastructure and infrastructure items I can make or build or buy to make my life better. I don't see a lot of preppers talking about a Megaphone, but I think it's very important. Thanks for watching. Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. It's been a few weeks since I made a video. I've been very busy doing prepping and life in general. Let me tell you about my experience on Thanksgiving. I went shopping that night, Thanksgiving Day. Went to Walmart, stood in line for 20-30 minutes at the most for that big 51 or 52 inch TV. Never got it. It was a madhouse, and I just was never done anything like that before. And when I go shopping, I try to pick the best day to go, and it definitely is not Thanksgiving Day or I guess Black Friday. So I was shopping with my wife. We were in the line for the big TV.